Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Tangle Teacher, and today's lesson is Mehndi Blossom 1, and the step outs or the instructions to how to draw this pattern comes from Ellen Wolters. And I've kind of restated that because I'll say this pattern comes to us from Ellen Wolters. Well, the pattern itself is probably very old. They've been doing this type of art for a long time. But the instructions or the step outs, draw this, then this, then this type of thing, comes from lots of different artists. And we're grateful that they deconstruct, is what it's called, a pattern and give us easier, simple steps to draw it by. So, when I say that this pattern belongs to or comes from a certain person, it just means that they are helping us out with the step outs, and we're grateful. And I just wanted to set that straight. Today, we're doing another Mehndi pattern that you could use as a henna tattoo, or you could draw it on paper, which I'm just way excited about drawing them on paper. And today I'm going to be using, I've done it in black and I've done it in the brown color on brown paper, but I'm going to show you on black. So I will be using a black pen and the new jelly roll that's a fine point and a medium point pen, a jelly roll, and I have the brown 01 there also, and a Prismacolor. And so we're just going to start out. Now, I am kind of particular, and sometimes I say that I'm a little anal, and I hope that doesn't offend anyone, but I like things done just kind of precise when I draw. So I wanted to find this center of my tile, and so I took another tile and I folded it. I use it to get my jelly roll started. So I fold it in half and then fold it again, and that's going to give me the center point, so which allows me to lay it on my paper and mark with my pencil the center. So now I have a very light little center mark, and I can keep this as a little template so I know where the center. So when I draw this Mehndi and it goes out, I have it more centered and I like it better. I've drawn a few and they're off to one side and I'm not too happy with it. I like that center look. So now that I know where the center is, for this pattern we're going to start with a circle. So I just did a circle around my pencil mark, and we're going to come in a little. I am now back in my studio, so hopefully the lighting is better and you won't see my hair in the camera. Just a few of those kind of weird things that happen when I film in another location. Plumbing is fixed for those who have asked about the plumbing. We still have a few minor things to take care of, but the majority of the plumbing is, the water is running down, let's say that. And now that we have the center, we're going to draw another, just an echo around the outside of that. Now, like I said, I'm particular. I like things to be symmetrical. So, Ellen has us draw hearts around it. So in her step out, she just draws her hearts around. Well, mine didn't come out so even, so I devised a method so that mine would come out. I draw one heart, rotate it, draw another heart, so I have them going on all four sides that I have a heart, and then I'm going to draw a heart shape in between. And I need to just be very careful that I make these all approximately the same size. Mine are not. I must be rushing today. And then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to fill in this little area in between my hearts, because that helps it kind of stand out better. And Ellen, on her next step, third step, which I think is absolutely brilliant, for me it helped, I'm going to put a dot just above the cleavage or the apex of the heart. So now I have a little dot above there, giving me a place to draw. That's one thing we need is dimension. So now I can take and I'm going to draw a kind of a oval over the top of this, going out from the top of my heart. And now I have that going all the way around. Now, the kind of the trick of Mehndi drawings is that they just keep growing. And so instead of just doing, this is where Ellen kind of stops and then she repeats. Well, I think it needed more. So I am going to go from the center of, and I'm going to put an echo around each one of these. Just echoing my design. So now I have it. Now I'm just going to repeat my little heart motif in between each one of those. You could probably do anything you want, but when you think about the style of art that we're looking at, we kind of like that little heart that extends out. And now, as Maria would say, when in doubt, echo. So now I'm just going to echo around this design. And now I've echoed around. And to make this design grow, we could put another echo around it, or we could repeat this round design that we had. We can just repeat this. So I'm just going to repeat that little loop. There was a natural little place for me to do that little loop all the way around. And then I'm going to do one more that kind of goes in between. Just repeating that around. And now I'm going to echo. And you can see how this design is just growing out from the center. And they're not perfect. They have different sizes, different shapes of each one of these. So they're not perfect, but we're just going to echo again because we want to give some dimension to things. So I like to rotate my tile as I draw. You saw that I drew around that without rotating. It's more comfortable if I rotate. And auras just they're your best friend in tangling. Now I'm going to eventually come back and color that in, but I'm just going to pick up my 01 Jelly Roll, which is a fine point, and I'm going to take this little piece of paper and I'm just going to get the ink started on my little scrap of paper, and then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to draw some little, using this just to give it a little highlight. And you see it really well on the camera. So I'm just going to highlight just a little lines in here. And I wanted to use the very fine point, because sometimes I don't want too much of that ink coming out. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to change over and I'm going to use the medium, which is an 08. Again, I'm going to take my tile and get my ink started a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't want to flow. And I'm just going to accent this with some white jelly roll dots. But this medium-sized point really lays out that ink. And you can see it's starting to really kind of pop out. Another thing we can do is we can come back in here, and just to give this a little bit more is to color in this heart, just to give it some more drama. So I'm just going to color in part of my area. And fill those areas in. This is a good meditative time. You can see how this is starting to just kind of pop out. My last fill in, I didn't do it right away, but I'm going to fill in. I'm going to turn it around so I'm not putting my hand on it. I'm going to fill in this double. I did a double line here, so I can fill this in and give it a nice little border. And you can see how our Mehndi Blossom 1 from Ellen Wolters has really just grown. And great ideas for a design. But there you have all the way around, and you can, I'm just going to show you that you can put dots around. Here I put another row of dots. So this one will probably get a row of dots and be really quite similar to this one, but yet they're still different. I'm going to back out, and you can see how much fun this particular tangle is. If you go to my blog, you will be able to see each one of these tiles. I will load them on the blog so you can get a closer picture. There will be a link in the description below to my blog and website. And you can see that here I did a little design behind. There's just lots of things. Who knows exactly how each one of these will be when I get them posted, but thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Share it with your friends. If any of them are interested in drawing and doing Zentangle, and it's just a relaxing, fun art. And you never know, maybe a design you haven't liked before will feature here, and you'll find a new way of looking at it. Thanks again, and have a great day.